Hello.
Alright.
Episode 39. Okay, episode 39 it is. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a, if you go to the profile and then just go to, I think, what is it, the store or something, there's a thing you can claim today. Profile, and then go to hit the, it should be under featured items, right underneath edit character. What? Your Minecraft profile. That, what? Oh, no, you're on the wrong profile. Literally just hit the options button, hit square. Yeah. I was like, what profile are you talking about? I'll wait for the hat. This is lovely awkward silence. I don't know. Now you're that guy. Alright. Well, yeah, well, you figured that out. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crafting a Chat, episode 39. After last week's debacle at the end, we managed to fix everything. We're back to where we're supposed to be now. And we got a couple of cool things to talk about this week. But as we always do, first we're gonna go around see what everybody's been doing. So I think we'll start with Desunoto. What have you been playing last week?
More Demon Souls.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. How's that going for you?
It's going pretty well. We're just
Family show.
I'm just trying to get all the small NPC storylines in order and get a lot of the hidden things in the worlds where
Okay.
I get ready to do the last Archstone and then beat the final boss and do New Game Plus.
So you're almost at the end of the game then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, one more Archstone to go.
Wow. Okay. Cool. What are your overall rating of the game since you're almost to the end? What do you give that game as a score? Out of 10. I'll make it easy for you.
There's still a few things that I wish they did change, but in terms of
Like
some of the
combat
gameplay
mechanics.
aspects, like magic is still too strong, but I guess that's what the game was known for, having overpowered magic.
Is that a thing in Dark Souls still? Like, is that Dark Souls also the same thing where magic is too overpowered?
Yeah, I think it's still bad, but not as bad as Demon Souls. I feel like Demon Souls was the worst one out of them for magic. They kind of balanced it a little bit in Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and then it's not even really in Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne, I
you
think
have-
it replaced magic with guns.
Yeah, so you have guns and weapons instead of magic and weapons.
Interesting.
And then I don't think it's in Sekiro either, because that's all weapons and
I forget that Sekiro is also made by them from software.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
Last of Us Factions.
You went back to that?
Yeah, me and Kendrick have been trying to get through the two journeys, Firefly and Hunter journey. We each did one of the two. I did Firefly. Oh no, I did Hunter, and now I'm doing Firefly.
Listen,
And he
after I played
did.
that one multiplayer match, I think that was it for me. I was like, I can't do this. The automatic weapons, Adam, you're 110% right. The automatic weapons make everything worse.
Yeah. How did they ruin it?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. They yeah, a lot of the even a lot of those paid weapons that you could buy, which you can use in game, you just have to use the preset classes. But if you want to make your own class and you want to use the weapons, you have to buy from the store. And I feel like those are all just better than the regular weapons you have in the game. Kind of sucks, but
Yeah, I'm not touching that multiplayer. I mean, let's see what Factions 2 looks like if it ever comes out, but I don't think I'm going to touch that. I uninstalled that game. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to play online anymore. I can't. No. Adam, what'd you do last week? Uh-oh. I don't know.
No.
Oh, I think I already know who it is.
what these sounds? Oh, it's my plate and my spoon. Oh.
Didn't you start to play darts as well?
Yeah.
That was before the last episode, darts?
Yeah, it was a trophy race before the episode started.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Well, you know. I'm gonna have to add a little thing on the bottom that just says darts. That's it. I don't think that sign's gonna be big enough to add that. He's gonna break the signs up. I started up Devil May Cry 5 again. So I was on the final boss the last time I left it alone, and I was like, you know what? Let me go back into it and let me beat it. So I ended up beating one of the highest difficulty modes, Legendary Dark Knight. Went back in, started doing some of the other difficulties. I don't think I could platinum that game because there's a character in there that I have no idea how to play, and it's going to be very difficult for me to try and play that character, and I just don't know if I want to even try. I don't know if I want to attempt it. And then I also played. Ooh, did I play? I can't remember. I played Resident Evil 7. I also played the demo of Resident Evil 8 that came out. I think
We gotta
that's
do
it,
that last
honestly.
DLC. Right
Yeah,
after
we
this.
we gotta do the last DLC. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right
I
after
think
this.
that's
Yep.
it, honestly. I don't think I played anything else. I didn't even actually play Destiny or anything like that. I just been playing DMC5, honestly speaking. It was odd. I just got a urge to play it, and I went in. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep playing this.
Yeah, that's
It's a
fine.
lot of fun, though. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun in it. And also, I've been watching the game that one of us has been playing nonstop. So, that's been great too. Actually, I've been
Yeah.
watching that quite a bit.
No
Kevin, what'd you
more
do?
life for this man. So, pretty much only played one game this week. That was Returnal. Great game, fantastic game. You should definitely look up gameplay before you buy said game because it is not for everybody. But if it is for you, it is very good. Other than that, I watched Genesis play Resident Evil 8 demo.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was
That was a lot
really
of fun.
fun, but it was also very upsetting because both the times we played the half-hour demo, we were like right at the end already, so there was really no extra anything from that.
No, because I thought we were far away, and then all of a sudden I played the two demos. I'm like, oh, that's where it ends? Okay, alright then.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well, great. Well, and yeah, that's about it. Is the feedback on? Yep, alright.
All right. So we got a couple. I think each. I think actually three of us have something we want to talk about this week. But who wants to go first as far as
I
topics
mean,
go?
I just started talking about Returnal. Why don't we just continue
Go,
that train, right?
go right ahead, please. Go ahead.
Alright, guess what? This worked out well last time, apparently, so I got books for everyone again. Alright, so I'm going to take a little, I guess we can call this a review of Returnal by Housemark. Housemark, I apparently have actually heard of before because Super Stardust HD, that is the only game I recognize from their list, but apparently there was a Stardust before that. Nope. Yeah. But, Super Stardust HD, I didn't particularly like the game because I didn't like the graphical choices they made. It was very painful on my eyes. But I could appreciate it for the very good game that it was. But at any rate, Returnal, um, best classified as a sci-fi action bullet hell shooter. And I guess a rogue light as well, because if you die, you have to restart, kind of. Um, Overall, the gameplay is very similar to a Control slash Hades slash Dark Souls sort of thing going on. If you've played Control, the combat, the dodging, the everything is going to feel very similar in Returnal, and that's not a bad thing. Um, it's very smooth. Arguably, Control's combat wasn't terribly smooth. This is much smoother than that. Dodging is basically the exact same thing with mid-air dashes, dashing on the ground, and you have iframes for your entire dash. Um, Similar to Hades in that all your perks, weapons, upgrades, and random other like artifacts and consumable items and stuff, very similar to the progression in Hades. You're going to be picking up stuff as you go through levels, and as long as you can stay alive, you will keep those things. Once you die, they're all gone. Try again. um, so for the purposes of this, I will say that I have not beaten the first full cycle yet, but I am very close. I'm in the last area. or at least I've unlocked up to the last area. How many hours? I'm just south of 20, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, just south of like 20 hours. And that's from what the game is telling me. Because you can see the time played and a bunch of other stats in your ship, the Helios. But yeah, I haven't. Basically, to beat the first cycle, I would have to beat whatever the final boss is, and I'd be done. Apparently, you have to play through the game 4 times in its entirety to actually get the whole story or beat the game, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's a little overview of the game, I guess. And this is the point where we have, or where I usually have, like the good things, the meh things, and the bad things. This time, there's no bad things. There's nothing about this game I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. This is a pretty damn good game. So instead, we're gonna go to the meh. The meh things, environment randomization. It's not very randomized, honestly. There's very few tile sets in these maps. You'll, like, your third time repeating an area, you've probably seen everything that's going to throw you already, as far as, like, yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then I will specify, except for singular rooms, all hallways, all connectors, all major rooms, all everything, there's a very, very small set of those in the game. So once you play through a few times, like you might enter a room from a different doorway, but it's gonna be the same setup. It's gonna be the exact same like room. That's not necessarily like a bad thing because it brings familiarity to the game, and this is supposed to be a game about you. Yes, you're gonna die over and over, but you will be able to play better on each subsequent run. Which, if you keep the environment the same, that's one less thing for you to like actively worry about, I guess. But even still, most games that play like this have a lot more randomization to them than this game does. But that's just the layout. The enemies are fine. The enemy spawn points and what types of enemies you go up against, that is very random and all over the place, and it's great. The only other thing that's kind of like questionable are consumable items. Consumable items are very lackluster in this game. If it's not a healing item or an item that does direct damage, there's almost no point to it, except for the one shield. That thing's OP. So there's actually 2 shield items in the game, and one makes no sense at all, and the other is great. So there's this shield that you put up a dome around you. It's about like, I don't know, scale, like 10 feet away from you, I guess. Like a 10-foot radius dome. And any projectiles at all that touch that dome are turned into money. There's another shield item that is supposed to block enemy projectiles and boost your own. This thing is a little freaking square. It's basically like a half wall, and that's it. It's not a dome. It's not anything really all that substantial either. So like, it's kind of terrible, and not even, there's like no point to actually using the damn thing. So the consumable items, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. They're just all over the place in terms of how actually useful they are. But I find myself using the healing items a whole bunch. If you can get your hands on the, I forget what the item is called, but it's a spike that comes out of the ground. That thing's great. There's a portal that shoots things. The dome shield that turns any bullet into money is fantastic, and that's about it. So then, on to the good, difficulty. Difficulty in this game is great. For the game having no actual difficulty setting, as far as I'm concerned, the difficulty is perfect. It climbs up gradually as you play the game, and it spikes real hard at the end. I'll tell you that. This last area is a nightmare. Because a lot more bullet patterns are introduced over the course of the game as well, which really start to test you, especially as you start to unlock a little bit more freedom of movement. Boss difficulty, it kinda is consistent, but most of the bosses in the game really aren't that difficult because there's very set patterns, and as long as you don't like panic when you see whole walls of projectiles start to come your way, it becomes very obvious how you're actually supposed to dodge these because you have so few options of where to move. Which, like, again, this isn't like a bad thing. I'm saying it's good, um, because it's something where you don't have to like guess, and it's not something where if you get hit, you're like, oh well, I couldn't have dodged that. No, there's like always a way to dodge whatever is coming at you, unless like you were doing something prior to those shots coming your way that was wrong, and like you put yourself into a bad position before the shots got to you. The setting of the game, great, love it. The environments are really pretty. They're varied, but they're also like linked together. You can see it being like a world, an actual like world that can exist, or a planet in this case. The story is good. However, since I haven't finished it yet, if the story comes together, it's good. I really don't want this story to be like open to interpretation. There's so many questions, and there's so many little pieces that you're given where you're like, okay, I know about where this could fit into the story, but I don't have anything that connects to it to really start to ground it into an actual storyline or chain of events of what is happening. And for me to still have that, and I'm almost a full cycle through the game, I'm just a little worried. So we'll see where that goes. Weaponry, even though there's only 10 different weapons in the game, they all spawn with different modifications on them, and there's different tiers of those modifications, and you have to use the weapons to unlock those modifications. So there's 10 base weapons, but depending on what modifications they come with, it changes the use of them, your playstyle, and everything. Every single time you pick up a new gun. And depending on how you want to play the game, there is at least a few weapons specifically for your playstyle. There is really good breadth of different weapon types, and like projectile types and fire rate, reload speed, things like that. Gunplay, there's auto aim built into the game, which I haven't touched any of the settings. You can adjust how aggressive the auto aim is. I think it's fine just leaving it alone, and I haven't toyed with it to see what it does, because I haven't really felt the need to. So you can manually aim, and there is still auto aim when you're manually aiming, but like that only gets you so far, or rather, you can only do that so far into the game, and then there's just no time to really manually aim at anything, which it's great that they put this auto aim mechanic in, because if your crosshair is anywhere near something, Selena will just automatically start shooting at that thing without you having to be perfectly on it. So the only times then after that you're like aiming is if you have to hit a specific point on an enemy to try to stagger it. So gunplay feels great because the game takes over for you just enough where you're not like trying to dodge all the stuff coming at you and make pinpoint precision aiming like a thing while moving and dashing through the air. It's wonderful. The audio, this game has 3D audio, and as long as you set up your 3D audio so that it like works for you in the PlayStation system, it's great. You can hear things, and you pretty much have like a 95% idea of where exactly it is in the world. Up, down, left, right, wherever it is, you can hear it. Things don't make a ton of noise, but they make just enough. And like I said, the 3D positional audio is nearly spot on. There's plenty of times, according to Adam and Genesis here, that the 3D audio doesn't really come over on a stream as well, but they can tell that I can hear these things because I just like do a 180-degree turn and I'm immediately aiming at whatever's behind me without looking there previously. Um, and the voice acting, there's only really one person who speaks in the entire game, but it's done well. And that's really all there is to that. What was that? Oh, okay. Honestly, she should do. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I hear that. I was gonna say if she hasn't done more video games, she should. She does a great job. Yeah. Yeah. So now I have a special category of things that I've titled "Other Devs Take Notes." um, so there's a few things that this game does that I think sets a new bar or new precedent for games like this going forward. Games like this being your bullet hell shooters, um, and kind of sprinkle in roguelite, I guess, but mainly this is toward the bullet hell side of things. There's a little bit for roguelite later on. So one thing that's really cool about this game, the projectiles that are coming your way are color-coded and shaped specifically. So every color and every shape of projectile means something in the game. And once you start playing through it and you start to like pay attention to that, you have a decent idea of what projectiles are going to do as they're coming in at you, or even before they start to come in at you. Because, like, for instance, they're like really skinny laser line sort of shots will always bloom out around an enemy, pause, and then come screaming in at you super fast. Circular shots tend to just go straight. Things that are colored red move faster and have more aggressive homing on the player. Blue shots have no homing. Green shots just float there. Purple, you cannot dash through because you'll still get hit. Things like this. And the color coding and the shapes stay pretty consistent. There's a few instances where they function a little differently, but I think that's only in boss fights. But for the most part, like, you have a very good idea of what's about to happen just by paying attention to the brightly colored projectiles. Um,
Wasn't that something you figured out only later in the game as well? I
yeah,
think
it
in the
took me
beginning, yeah.
like halfway into like the third area, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that. I was like, oh, okay.
And it was like a revelation. I was like, oh my goodness! Like, I don't think a lot of players would necessarily catch on. And it's not that like they're not paying attention; it's just something you don't think about. But
Right.
it's there, and I almost wish the game did a little bit more to like say that, hey, this is a thing, because you can learn from that and get better in subsequent runs if you knew that was a thing. I don't know of other bullet hell roguelite shooters that have been done in 3D. I know there's a ton of 2D ones, whether it be top-down, isometric, or side-scroller. But this is how you make a roguelite bullet hell 3D shooter. It's fantastic for like I think it's their first go at a 3D game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. After
they've done a
Resogun, they tried this.
wonderful job making a bullet hell sort of game. And I know like Nier Automata sort of had bullet hell moments in it and stuff too. That did a great job as well. And they honestly probably played that game because there's a lot of bullet patterns that existed in Nier Automata that are thrown at you in Returnal. But like, yeah, that's really it. Game progression in a game with no saving. What do I mean? All right. So, the way that Returnal progresses for a game that has no way to save your run, where like if you turn off the system or you quit the game, you're going back to the beginning, which I don't mind. I know that they're changing this or potentially changing this. I don't mind that. Okay, perfect, because I wouldn't change a thing. And here's why: the progression. I get that like the runs, like a 2 hour, 3 hour run is like too much for certain people because they have like real life and work and things. but it feels pretty good for me. And game progression in this is broken up into like 3 levels that you start in the first level, and once you get the majority of the way through, or if you beat the boss, you're going to open up shortcuts into the second level, or possibly a shortcut to the boss of the first level. And then you're going to open up a shortcut to the third level that might also exist in the first level, and things like this. You open up all these shortcuts kind of like Dark Souls game. And so you're restarting all the way back at the beginning, but you have the ability to progress quicker should you take it. It's not 100% balanced, but they do give you, at the beginning of every level that's not the first one, there is a proficiency pickup. Proficiency is a stat in the game that basically dictates how powerful weapons will be when they drop from that point forward. And when you start in like world 2 or 3 of whatever 3-stage cycle you're on, you pick up a proficiency item that will set your proficiency to a certain number that the game thinks is going to be good enough for that area. So at least when the weapons drop, you can get weapons that are around the level they should be for the area you're in. And it's pretty accurate. I've always just run from start to finish. So I've always cleared out the first area or most of the first area, and then progress in the second, clear out most of that, progress to the third. And the proficiency items are pretty much spot on. They will set you at the level you should be at. The only thing that they don't do, they do give you a healing item, but you don't get anything to help out your maximum hit points or any of your base stats. So it's still better to play through the whole thing, and if you play through it enough, you should be progressing like faster and faster through like the early parts of the game. But it would be even cooler if they had just like a little bit of max health boost and like a couple stat boosts or like an artifact or something, some sort of permanent buff that was also thrown at you if you decided to like skip ahead and try to get to wherever you were faster. But that's really it. They've done a very good job with the game. Like I said, there's not really anything that I can criticize about it. It's just a very, very solid game overall. And I know both Adam and Genesis have been watching me a lot. Desunoto, you started watching me. Anyone have any thoughts, comments, concerns, questions?
So, yeah, go
Bring
ahead.
it.
Okay then.
Ooh. I've had two. They've happened incredibly randomly. And that's it. I don't know if people have been having them more frequently or not, but it hasn't really affected me. And honestly, when it crashed, initially it's like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. But then it was like, well, I mean, I guess we're going back to the beginning. I can try to find even more stuff that I'm missing. I know there was just a patch yesterday. I don't know what it fixed. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there should be a patch overnight coming.
I had one crash in the first world of the second 3 set, or fourth world, how you want to look at it, and one of the fifth/second world of the third. Or no, second world of the second set, yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. Right. I mean, if it crashes like mid boss fight, oof, that'd be awful. I mean, I had it crash. I was doing pretty good when one of the crashes happened, and I was just kind of like, oh, well, that sucks, but oh well. And just kind of like went. I don't know. I haven't really been upset playing the game. I think I've been pretty level-headed the whole time. I find it very fun, even though like you have to go back to the beginning. It's not frustrating because it's not when you die. Like even okay. So people who play like Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, who are very good at the game, will be like, yeah, but like if you die, it's your fault, right? And like me personally, yeah, I can see that too. But I got freaking frustrated with Dark Souls games and Bloodborne games because like some of the stuff is just nuts that you got to do to like avoid things and stuff. I give people who can go through that game without getting hit full credit. You're ridiculous at those games. This game though, like I really actually feel that. Like, if I die, it's like, oh well, probably should have done better than that. All right, here we go again. hmm I was real worried that it wasn't gonna live up to like my expectations, and it blew those away. So I know. Tell me about it.
Okay. It wasn't really a question. I actually was just gonna talk to Kevin about his thoughts on this also being called a horror genre, because I know you go into the house a couple times, and I know like some of the environment has a lot of sounds that will mimic like a horror game almost, and the environments look a little scary. You're on a desolate planet by yourself. Do you agree with like a genre coming up with like some people, relating this to horror, comparing this to like?
So you can finish the question.
No,
Or is
that I
that
mean, yeah, that's it. I
okay?
mean, just people comparing it to the horror
Like,
genre. Like I hear a shoot 'em up, not shoot 'em up. Sorry, the bullet hell thing. I hear, it's a roguelite. I hear it's like a roguelite with Dark Souls in it. But there's people saying that it's horror-esque, and I get that vibe. I'm just wondering from your impressions, from how you've played the game and how you feel about it. Do you
so
agree with that?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask this question to. I don't think it's a horror game. If you want to attach something to address like the whole, you're on a desolate planet, there's crazy stuff happening, and like you have this astronaut that is potentially stalking you, if it exists, if it doesn't exist. Yeah, right. I would go with thriller.
Okay.
Because I don't. Nothing about the game really feels
The sound design, I
scary.
think, for me, the sound
The
design
only thing
was
that's like remotely
very.
scary is the weird noises that come out of those maligned chests.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's real
I would
weird.
agree. I would agree with
But
that one.
like,
I would agree.
that's really it. I don't really get a sense of horror. It's more of a thriller for me. I
That's
mean,
actually a good
Alien
one.
is definitely closer to a horror game than this. Yeah. Well, okay, that's fair. A game because Alien Isolation is basically like a movie. Uh, we don't talk about the
So,
other games,
well, yeah,
except
no, the other
there's
game's
one
terrible.
that was actually good. No, you're right. It's really not. You're right. There it is. It's suspenseful thriller maybe, but I don't really get horror.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I can understand that sentiment. So now another comparison
But
I
I
want to
mean,
ask you
horror
about.
is kind of like it's gonna be different to everybody. So like, I'm not trying to say that anybody's calling this game a horror game is wrong. Like, if you think it's horror, hey,
No.
it's horror to you then.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not saying there's a. Oh God. I'm not saying there's a wrong or right answer to this. I
Right.
was just curious to know if you agreed with that tag that people are putting on it. Like another tag that people are putting on it is their thing. There a lot of I've seen a lot of Reddit topics saying that this should be Sony's Metroid. That they're a direct comparison to Metroid Prime, Metroid itself.
No,
So you disagree with that? Okay.
100%. There's not enough of the Metroidvania elements. You do have a few items that stop progression, but in my personal opinion, no Metroidvania game should be a roguelite. You should be able to die and respawn somewhere in the world, save your game, stuff like this, because you should be going forward and back and upside down and left and right and all over the place in the same areas, because you go and you find something and you're like, oh, that, I needed that back over here. Now, where was there? But that's my 2 cents. Yeah. So, I don't think it, I mean, if people want to call it that, they can call it that, but I don't think it has enough to classify as a Metroid-like game or a Metroidvania.
Okay. Now, you didn't obviously beat the game yet, but would you want a sequel or another one of these? And
100%.
Okay.
I don't know if it can, because I obviously don't know where the story's going.
Right.
But even if it's not Returnal, like, give me another one of these kind of games. Heck yeah, I'd play it.
Okay.
Returnal.
I wouldn't put it past them to call it that, I wouldn't put it past them to call it that.
Put an ED at the end.
No, just return old with an ED at the end. Return old. I know you were really interested in getting it, but you have not gotten it yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. No questions right now.
Cool. But I'm so glad you're liking this game a lot. Obviously, when you are critical about a game, I know you do get vocal with certain games that are they should be good, but you're like, oh no, this is beyond terrible. Like, you guys didn't do well making this game. But I do appreciate when you do get a good game, you give it credit when it's due. And honestly, this game definitely deserves it, despite all the review bombing I think it's getting on Metacritic and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Right. It definitely deserves the praise it's been getting. And good on Sony, good on Housemarque. I think they did very well. But yeah.
But I can't stress enough that yes, okay, I'm seeing its praises up and down, how it's a great game. You need to know what you're signing up for, though. This is not for everybody.
Good advice, yeah. Absolutely good advice.
Look into it, do your research, and if it looks like a game that you would enjoy playing, consider picking it up, because it's very solid.
See, but whenever you and I are watching him play, you're always telling me that this is the Genesis type of game. Like, this is something that I would see you playing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not. Mm-hmm.
See, and I agree, because that is what I would do, as I've done in the past with most other games that I play as well. So you're not wrong with that. You're not wrong. I do like to beat myself quite often. People might say I'm a masochist, but that's not what I am. Obviously not. It's not what it is. I don't like to feel pain. I like to test my limits. I like to see where I'm going. That doesn't mean that I'm a masochist. I mean, that doesn't. She would have a very tough time playing a lot of the games, I feel. No, the dexterity portion of it. I mean, obviously, you're more adept at dexterity than she is. She'd be looking down at the controller every 5 seconds.
Can you be adept at dexterity? Well, I guess you could be, yeah, sure. Okay.
Is that correct vocabulary that I gave?
Yeah, it's close enough.
But yeah, I mean that's
But
true.
no,
Yeah,
I don't know. I've just been digging the game.
I'm
I can't
glad you're
stop.
liking it so much.
It's great.
I'm so glad. I can't wait to hear your impression
Oh, and
after
I've
you've
died. How many
done
times have I died now? 11? 12? Something
11.
like that.
Okay.
Very
I want
few
to hear your
times.
impression of like after you beat it. That's gonna be one of the big ones I want to hear. Like, hey, what's your thoughts after it's all said and done?
Oh
Where
my goodness.
that'll
Hopefully
be
the
next
story
week
sorts
podcast
itself out.
maybe.
Maybe. I doubt it.
But yeah. Who wants to go next for their topic here? Cool, I'm gonna go next then.
Wait, no,
So
rumors are last.
no. I'm not doing rumors
Oh,
yet.
real topic. Okay, you got it.
Yeah. I'm just actually. Yeah. So I'm actually just talking about some of the Sony news that's come out and just kind of dissecting some of the stuff because, honestly speaking, I think there's a lot of talk of what they're potentially doing, what they've done, and what could be the future of what they are currently in talks with, like with Discord, for example. They have a partnership now with Discord, which is I don't think anybody saw that coming because after Discord dropped it with Microsoft saying, "Oh yeah, we don't want to be bought by you,"
It was
I honestly think
fantastic.
I really think they saw the memes. I'm pretty sure they did.
No.
Oh, yeah.
And that happened.
I mean, Steam integration was supposed to happen, and it happened for Portal 2, and that was it. Right? Yeah, Portal 2, yeah. Alright.
He
See, you
ate
won.
it. He ate it.
Good.
All right, cool. But the awesome. I'm so glad you can deprecate on somebody else. So uh,
No,
no.
deprecate.
Why would I say you can defecate on somebody else? I'm sure you have the physical ability and the mental capability of doing so as well. Oh my god.
Sludge of the show.
Make that the topic of this week's episode, Sludge Slide. um, the tags.
Tags.
But I mean, honestly, this partnership is one of the coolest and I think greatest partnerships, if anything, especially when you're looking at being a Sony fan, because we have had issues of parties, group chats, and overall just the PlayStation app and the messages. Just people have had nonstop complaints about this since the PlayStation 3 days. And yeah, they've gotten better. They've fixed things. They've done things in the right way, but it's still not things that. Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Oh no, yeah. Overall, I mean, what do you guys think that this is going to do to the what am I looking for? The quality of PlayStation Online. So like I think what I'm asking is, how people say like the best online is usually Xbox Live when you comparing all the consoles? Like, oh, the best online experience you'll have for like subscription. Yeah, that used to be the model that you have to reach up to because Xbox Live was like, oh, everything's there, all your features, right? How much of an effect do you think this is going to have on that so-called golden pinnacle model of like online functionality for a console?
Very little.
Very little.
Yep.
Why do you say that?
Because. Alright.
Hi.
He's alive. He's breathing.
You're saying the effect of Discord on.
Yeah, like how big of an effect would is this partnership going to have on what people think is the pinnacle of like online capability of your console? Like some years ago, they used to think Xbox is the best online there is. Then Sony came out with theirs, and it was okay. It was good. I mean, it was free, obviously, so a lot of people went for that. They were like, "Oh yeah, that's good." It didn't reach to Xbox's levels where they had like what was it, in-game party chat and at the time yeah. Um, and all that. I mean, do you think that this is going to make a big effect? Do you think this is just another upgrade, just a simple upgrade to our messaging system and all that, or what do you think?
It's not going to make a huge difference. Just because all Discord is doing is just making it easier to do party chat, essentially.
So let
And
me ask you something real quick because oh,
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
sorry.
You
Go
can
ahead.
get
Go ahead.
Adams.
Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry. What? What? I got a whoosh. I got a whoosh. We're good. I got a whoosh. That's where I'm going to come in and say I think it's going to be a big difference in terms of overall messaging, capability of parties, in-game party chats, creating like an entire giant chat room, or even video chatting. I think at that point, I think we may get that introduced on the consoles as far as group calls or anything is concerned like that. And then just a better app integration is going to be immensely different, especially when you're on your cell phone. I mean, the PlayStation app is nice; it's good, but the messaging portion of it is very annoying. You consistently have to go up to the top and hit the messages and bring it up, but I think it's going to affect it a lot. But I do want to hear the reasons as to why everybody said what they said. I actually want to ask Desunoto first because he plays a lot of League and uses a lot of Discord. So I'm curious as to why he's saying it's not going to affect it a lot when Discord is something that you use on a daily basis now. And there's clearly a difference between PlayStation Chat and Discord server.
yeah, so I mean, it definitely is a lot better experience using Discord to chat with everybody with how easy it is to drop in, drop out. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Kevin, in the meantime, while he's got something happening on the side, you want to give me your reasoning?
Alright, so I use Discord a ton. I have all kinds of different Discord servers. And I'm going to tell you, they could fully integrate Discord fully into PlayStation. All aspects that exist on PC and the mobile app,
Uh
not
huh.
going to make a difference. Here's why. Can we party chat right now? Yes. Can you party chat in Discord? Yes. Can we send messages to each other here? Yes. Can you send messages to each other in Discord? Yes. So what does Discord actually allow you to do? It allows you to set up servers, invite people to those servers, and those people can pop in and out of those servers, which is the same damn thing as parties. Um, and whatever this is this a party? A created? No, this is a channel. What the hell?
This
I
would
don't know the
be.
verbiage for being.
This is a party. So I guess you'd make a channel on Discord, right?
You would make you make a server that has channels on Discord.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But this is the thing. So now PlayStation does not have the ability to have two monitors. I have two monitors. Discord is better used on a PC with two monitors because that way, on one monitor, you can flip through whatever channels, server rooms, everything else that you want to be in to talk to who you want to talk to on a PlayStation, you're going to have to constantly be going out of the game you're playing to go into the Discord app to move yourself to wherever you need to be so that you can talk to the people you want to talk to. Go back into your game. If you want to send a message, you got to go back out to that app, send a message. It's not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to make it more cumbersome to do simple things.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
to piggyback off of what Kevin's saying, I think that they're when they were saying full integration, they'll probably find some way to make it easier,
Oh,
because it is just like how he's saying, where you have to have, like, pop in and out of, if you have one monitor on a computer, let's say, you have to
I would
tab
think
out of a
like pin
game,
to side or something,
get
or
back in.
there's maybe a quick function of the controller, maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it should be integrated into, like, pressing the PS button one time and you could see where your Discord stuff is, maybe, or it'll,
Double tap the PS button.
yeah, and they'll make it, like, pop on the side, like you're saying. There has to be some other easier way than having to go all the way out to a different application, then coming back in and doing all that stuff. So I think that's also why they take so much time to actually put it in. Because if they weren't taking this much time to put it in, they would have just dropped it in on the PS5 and say, "Here you go, have fun."
And like I will say, I say very little because I'm basing it off of what Discord is right now. If they find an alternate way to integrate it into the PlayStation where they kind of like not really rebuild it from the ground up, but like they make adjustments to make it work on a console that only has one monitor and it works really well, hey, it might be groundbreaking, but it's not anything I can necessarily think of or how they would do it. So I don't know. It's nice for a lot of reasons. What hopefully it allows for, which would be very nice, is anybody using Discord being able to talk to anybody using Discord. So you would be able to have, like, especially if Destiny 2 becomes crossplay between PlayStation and PC, all you
Yep.
could be in the same Discord server.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Whether you're PC or PS4
right,
or
because it would
PS5.
basically function the same way.
Yeah.
But if you, because I have random servers for like me and my friends set up because then they're private and only us can get in. I also have servers of clans that are in there. And when you have like clans for structured gaming and like any PC game, there's channels upon channels, and moving between them is just so much easier when you have a second monitor and you can just click over there.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I want to ask you one other thing too. The VR coming, right? The PSVR 2. What if they were to integrate something in there where virtually you have what you need on the side of you or like in front of you, or you have a pop-up
wouldn't
menu
get the
that pops
VR,
up like
so
that? Okay. I
it
just
doesn't
figured I'd
affect
ask
me.
that.
It'd be kind of cool, but
Yeah. Ed,
it'd
you want to
actually
give
be
me
really
a...
cool, and they could do that. Hold on, I'm sorry. You
Oh,
started
go ahead, go
something.
ahead. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
So, actually, they could do something neat with VR, like however they integrate Discord. Here's a
Yeah.
thought. If anybody happens to listen to this, I doubt it. Um, what is
What are
that
you talking
game?
about?
What's
We got a bunch of people
the
listening to us. We
VR
have millions of
the
people
VR
listening. Go
space
ahead.
game? Oh, the big VR space game. Everybody plays in VR with a full like actual joystick or flight stick, whatever you want to call it.
The
Elite
Flight
Dangerous.
Simulator.
Elite Dangerous.
Oh.
When
Elite
you're
Dangerous.
looking at oh,
This
you know about
is-
this game?
No. He
How
said
have you
Flight
not heard of
Simulator.
Elite Dangerous? All right, anyway. So Elite Dangerous is a futuristic space flight combat simulator sort of game.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're playing with a VR headset and you look at like the I don't know, control consoles around you in like the cockpit of the ship, different monitors actually pop up
Okay.
and like will display things. And if you look away, they'll collapse back down. And they could do something like that, where if you look in a certain direction, it'll show you Discord. Otherwise, like it won't be there constantly, like out of the side of your eye. You won't be able to see it.
That's one of the cooler ideas that I would like to see, especially because I have the original VR headset, and if I get the second one, that would be actually pretty neat to see something like that in VR. I think Adam would also like to see that if you end up getting a second VR, but you have the first one, and you quite enjoyed the first one. Good.
All right.
As you should be. Gotcha. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this Discord, and why did you say not that much, but not that little? Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm. It's very odd that they, easily just went over to that, and I was like, wow, look at Sony just picking it up and saying, okay, we'll take care of this. You don't want to be bought, we'll do something different.
Oh yeah.
The Nitro, I think, is that what it's called? The Nitro store, something like that. I think that's.
Nitro
I
just
mean,
a
Nitro is their premium thing.
So
yeah,
what?
it's like a
Explain Nitro to me.
premium
What
plan.
is
It's not
that?
an actual store.
I don't know what it is.
Um,
So Nitro gives you more benefits in your channel itself, where you could do things like having animated profile pictures. You can have 1080p share screening, 60 FPS share screening. Um, what else does this give you?
I would assume if you have PlayStation Plus, that would just supersede Nitro at that point. You wouldn't need Nitro if you have PS Plus.
Maybe. It also gives you emote slots.
Yes, that would help with Plus.
Yeah, that's most of it. I'm
The
pretty sure you
PlayStation
could like.
emotes? Mm, I think we can, yeah, but I've never used them. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So have you changed your answer to less, or is it the same? Okay. I'm gonna keep in mind that is gonna impact us quite a bit, and I mean, I'm gonna keep the same reasoning of like I've used Discord myself. Discord is just an overall easier platform to use, and I think it's mainly going to increase the quality of life on the PlayStation 5 for overall parties, chatting, messages. You can probably share files now. You can also share screens easier. I mean, obviously, we have an easy way of doing it now. You just go to the party and hit the button, obviously. But in channels, being able to broadcast in those channels, I think it's going to make that big difference in just the quality of life, and that's what's going to set that apart from everything else. It's really going to set a precedence, I think, against the other two, especially because the Switch has basically a garbage online system, and Xbox is the only other decent competitor out there for when it comes to the online portion of console gaming. Um, but that's my thoughts on it there. Anything else anybody want to add before I move on to the next one? No, I mean it's good. It's confirmed. It's out. You know. Yeah.
Well, good on PlayStation for taking advantage of it. Honestly,
Yeah,
giving
and
Microsoft
the
that
fact that
one-two
they're
punch.
actually spending their money in the right place
Hmm.
rather than just tossing it at random
I
companies.
mean, if they want to toss it at random, I can give them my address.
LLC.
Crafting a Chat LLC. The next thing I want to talk about is the apparent acquisition of or trademark. Sorry, not acquisition. Sorry, wrong word. Trademark of Sunset Overdrive. The registering, yeah, the trademark of Sunset Overdrive. Um, that previously being an Xbox only title, uh, potentially coming to PlayStation now, which is going to be part of a rumor that I'll talk about when this. No, I mean PlayStation like now, like being now as a time, not the PlayStation now. Um,
Confusing, huh?
um, you know, it'll be part of a rumor that I'll talk about later. But Sunset Overdrive becoming part of this library of games with a potential sequel coming. If
But where'd the
Insomniac
trademark go?
decides, it's trademarked under Sony now. I guess they want to gain the rights to it, but it's still an Xbox Studios game, from what I understand.
Oh, well, not if they have the trademark.
Go ahead. Kind of like how was Mass Effect ever originally published by Microsoft? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Okay. All right. But yeah, them, coming in, picking something up like that. What are your guys' thoughts on that particularly? I don't think Sunset Overdrive was a very popular title. It was a good title from what I remember on critically wise on
Supposedly
Xbox.
great.
Yeah. It wasn't something that gained a lot of traction though, and I think it was somehow their answer to Infamous on PlayStation, or what was it the answer to? No,
Hmm.
no, I know, but that game was being directly compared to something else on PlayStation, and people were like, "Yeah, this is the PlayStation." Okay, that's what because okay. Please go ahead.
Because
No,
they're huge.
Insomniac's working on that.
All right, all right, all right. Hold on, hold
Yes,
on,
this is
hold on.
correct.
Let me get the Wikipedia back up.
All right.
No, it's
I
not.
mean, their team is huge.
Their team's massive.
If Insomniac is
No,
pumping out,
no. Ratchet and Clank?
No.
No, not a lot of resources have to go into Ratchet and Clank.
that's a big, that's a big game, Kevin. That's a huge
It's
game.
a
Okay,
it's
go,
a
go ahead.
game
Go ahead.
that has been made over and over and over and over and over again. If you are looking at this from a development and programming standpoint, you're making the same damn game over and over again.
He's talking about that
I'm not, but okay. That's why game engines
he's
work. That's why
he's
game engines
saying
exist.
he's saying that they already know how to make this. It's not difficult. It's not difficult for them
You
to.
still need like a bunch of people, but it's not going to take you the same amount of time as like a brand new IP. They made Ratchet and Clank games one after another every year for multiple years. They did that because of game engines and similar coding and animation and all characters and everything. There's probably software out there, honestly, that can like take a character from PS3 and just extrapolate on like all the animations and graphics and bring it up to PS5. I would not be shocked if there's software that does that for you.
I'm sure there's some sort of process that automates that for the developers to be able to do this more seamlessly and more streamlined. Um, I, in a way, I'm, I share the same sentiment as Adam because it is many things they're trying to work on, and obviously with their track record, they've been able to output many things at once. Like they output game after game after game, year after year after year. Um, but if they're working on 4 different projects and finishing one, so technically working on 3, finishing one up, right? That's still a strain on your entire team that you have there, no matter how big your team is. Am I correct with that? I mean, we're looking
I mean,
at this point, you'd be thinking of another, God forbid, another cyberpunk situation where the team was stretched too far when there wasn't enough, or they were pushed too far when they shouldn't have been. Am I saying that correctly, or am I making a wrong comparison here?
I don't know. I don't work there, but like,
Well, no, based on what we've heard already. I'm not saying obviously that you work there, but based on what we've heard, what we've seen, and what we can potentially anticipate things to be. I mean, their track
okay.
record.
So let's
Yeah,
go to Blizzard,
yeah.
massive company,
Hmm.
literal thousands of employees are constantly working on Diablo, Hearthstone, Heroes. Well, they killed Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch 2, StarCraft, Warcraft. It's 5 constant titles that they're working on.
And they usually come out. I
No,
mean,
they come out like 3 and 4 years apart because Blizzard spends way too long on these games and they wind up being terrible when they come out. I don't understand how Blizzard doesn't crank these things out.
Meanwhile,
The
Insomnia
only
can
thing they can crank
continuously
out is
make.
World of Warcraft.
Well, yeah, and meanwhile, Insomnia can continuously just make these games, very, one after the other, even better than last.
Yeah. Hey, whatever they got, it's working. I
But
don't.
what's
I don't know. Like, I just have a hard time seeing this as like an issue with hundreds of employees. And like it also a thing that I don't know, and maybe somebody knows or can look it up. Like, is it really just Insomniac developing this game, or are they being like, okay, you're making this engine, you're doing the animations, you're doing this, you're doing that, and contracting it out to other little companies as well? Because like, okay, for example, you
Mhm.
want you want a game engine. Cool, we're using the Unreal Engine. All right, you don't need to program any of that. We want physics. Let's go to Crytek, I think, is one of the big physics engines. Cool, we don't need to worry about that. Like, you want your DLC handled in your Call of Duty? Contact Raven, call them up. All right, we don't have to worry about that.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Any
don't know.
thoughts on that,
There's
Adam?
a lot of questions I don't have the answers to. Um, I have to go with what Insomniac's track record is, and they can crank
That's the
Ratchet and Clank
thing.
games out one year after year. So
That's
somehow, in
that's the
order for
thing,
them to be
though.
able, basically, from a programming standpoint, from my knowledge of programming, for them to be able to crank out Ratchet and Clank like year after year after year for a while, there has to be things that are literally just being like, okay, here's the bare bones. Let's make a new game around it. Because there's just no way otherwise.
Right. Right.
Like, it's
Any thoughts
actually
on
not possible otherwise.
any thoughts from Desunoto, Adam?
Sorry, I cut Adam off. Let's go back to him.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's insane.
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
You're welcome. Skip that.
Skip Dasher. Skip Dasher. I'm a slow guy.
And I mean, maybe, honestly, maybe the way they're able to do all this is that, like, they just rotate these games around. So, like, okay, develop, like, programmers and coders and stuff. You get Sunset Overdrive for, like, 3 months, and then it flips over to animation department, and then it flips over here, and then it flips over here. And maybe they just keep, like, this cycle going which would actually kind of be neat, honestly, in my opinion, because you'd always be working on like something different. It'd also be kind of frustrating because you don't know like if your stuff works until it gets back around to you. But I don't know. Right. Oh boy. Hmm. Oh yeah. Probably already thinking about it. Oh yeah. Well, you keep forgetting that. Well, does anybody actually know anything about Insomniac, North Carolina?
Oh.
All right. Well, so apparently, according to Wikipedia, they have a subdivision, or not a subdivision. They have like a division of their company, Insomniac, North Carolina. Now, depending on the size of that, it could be like an Ubisoft thing. So, like Ubisoft Montreal handles things like Tom Clancy games. Ubisoft, I don't know, there's like 4 or 5 different Ubisoft divisions. I don't remember all of them. There's Ubisoft France, I think. Did they take Assassin's Creed? They might have. Um, but like that's another way. Maybe they do have spot. No, Montreal, I think, has always had Tom Clancy, but I'm not 100% on that.
They definitely were
Because
doing the swap at one point in
it
time, I
was
think.
Ubisoft and Red Storm, but I don't think Red Storm is like a company anymore. I think they kind of just got absorbed into whatever branch is working on Rainbow Six games now. Well, there's a list. Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Toronto, Ubisoft Montpellier, Ubisoft Paris. Oh, Red Storm is still around. Oh, they acquired it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Insomniac doesn't have that many though. But like I don't know, they're just super efficient at what they do, and like honestly, hey, good for them. I have to imagine that they're not overworking themselves because it seems like their CEOs and stuff. Yeah, everybody seems to be happy. So
This
you know what
company.
it is? No, I got your answer. I got your answer. So here's how here's how it's working at least right now. So when they were making the latest Ratchet and Clank games from like what is it? Future. Keep thinking Future Perfect, but that's not it. Ratchet and Clank Future.
Future Tools of Destruction.
That's it. Crack in Time, mainly a Crack in Time, and Rift Apart. Somewhere in the development of all of that, they found time travel technology, so they can just keep going back. So they've actually been working on this game for years. That's right. See? Yeah. That's right. That's true. That's it. They discovered time travel, man. They've been working on all these games for years. We just haven't felt it.
Oh boy.
Insomniac discovers a nuclear fusion.
Insomniac Insomniac's the one who makes COVID go away forever. All of a sudden, they figured out the vaccine for COVID-19, the full vaccine. We got 110%. Cures cancer, cures HIV. Oh my god. I would hope somebody from Insomniac watches this sometime in the future or something like that, and they just get a laugh out of this.
Maybe you should tweet at them.
He knows too much. So. Oh, you mean they're vampires? Oh boy, here we go. So one other thing I want to talk before I move on to the rumors, unless somebody else has a topic, is
I thought Adam had a topic.
I thought he did, but no, I counted you because I thought you had a topic, but never mind. Oh, okay. So PlayStation has also re-registered one more trademark, PlayStation Home. Was that a couple weeks ago? Because that just came up on the news. Like, okay, I read that and it came up again, and it was more recent. Is that what we're calling this week? Alright, cool. Yeah, okay. Never mind that. So I'm gonna move on to rumors. Okay. Alright. Rumors this week. So I'm gonna start with the big one I think that we're gonna talk about here, which is the leak that came out for the next State of Play. This is off of 4chan, also off of Twitter. So this leak is consisting of Dreams Plus, which is going to be for PlayStation 5, July 29th. Project Cars 3, coming from Slightly Mad Studios, PS5, fall 2021. Back for Blood, so probably showing off more Back for Blood. PS4, PS5, October 12th. Symphogear Unite by Media.Vision/Koei Tecmo for PS4, PS5, 2022. Stray, I know how many people are waiting for that game. Blue 12 Studio, Annapurna Interactive, and it's coming in October. Sonic Colors Ultimate by Sonic Team Sega, PS4, PS5. I think this one will be the odd one out because Nintendo has a thing with Sonic. Yes, Nintendo owns... Did we? Okay. Who now? Who are you talking about? Me and who? Oh, okay.
Giovanni.
Giovanni's a good guy. The Mitchells versus the Machines Overcharged, coming November 25th for PS4, PS5. Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS5, coming in October. Sunset Overdrive Refreshed Edition, coming in fall. And Sunset Apocalypse, coming to be announced by Insomniac Games for PS5.
Alright, so they're making another game.
They're making Yeah. It's not uncommon. I mean, they put that Volcano High School game over there at Nothing. I mean, I'm just saying it's not something that somebody would be like,
It's
oh
just
wow, look at.
a random addition.
So what do you guys think about this rumor?
There we go.
Okay. Okay. All right, hang on a second. The best comment. This comment. If I can give this comment karma or something, it would be the best. SIE now stands for Sony Insomniac Entertainment.
There we go.
It was said by Josh Mosh 98. It was on Twitter and on Reddit. Anything else for this? Anything else about this rumor? Anybody else want to say anything about this one?
Oh, was that him done? I thought he was mid-sentence.
Was there Stray that I saw in there too?
Yes,
Yep.
that was the one I said that
Oh.
there was a lot of people excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm also part of that group.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I want some
Oh, yeah.
kitties.
Yeah, I'm not.
Probably.
Nice.
Wait a minute.
Y'all are gonna. I'm like not gonna sleep at all, and then you're
Colin-
like, did you go to work? No.
Colin Moriarty says state of play leak is fake. At least the Insomniac part. Yeah, he says. Yeah.
I mean, I hope that a lot of those things are in the state of play, but I mean that's basically it.
Especially the Mitchells versus the Machines.
No, I could care less about that. Back for Blood, Stray, anything else from Annapurna would be awesome.
It has to.
Oh yeah.
What about Pragmata?
That needs to come back. I want to see that.
Not to show anything at all?
2023. 2023 probably. I can't wait.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, a survey say that Horizon is the most anticipated PS5 game this year.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have an actual date for this state of play thing?
No, it's just a leak. It's just a rumor.
Okay.
They're saying it's going to be the one that would have replaced E3, so obviously Sony hasn't been doing E3 for the last year. So it'd be sometime in like June or July.
Next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like July, maybe August. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Or should I move on to the next one? Okay, next one I got is Stalker 2, maybe a 3-month timed exclusive. It is no longer going to be a overall exclusive, I think, to Xbox. I think originally, like some people thought.
That's good news.
Some people were thinking it might have been a year exclusivity. It doesn't look like they bought a lot. Court documents revealed Stalker 2 is a 3-month timed exclusive. It was filed on April 30th, 2021. Oddly, this came from the Epic versus Apple suit which is mind-boggling because this has nothing to do with them. Okay, I don't know why. All right, cool, thanks.
Epic Game Store. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
And Sony's working with them very closely. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. Great, fantastic.
The Unreal Engine seems to be no real issue. That's made by Epic. Could be a different division though. Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on though. I had a thought.
Yeah.
What was this about? Shoot. I'm sorry, I blacked out when Epic Games was brought up.
Stalker 2 being only
Stalker
a 3 month.
Okay, yeah. So, I'm super excited because I'm a huge fan of Stalker. However, I'm worried about this game. It's great to hear, like, constant news about it. I still don't know if it's going to come out. These devs have not had the best track record as of late, because they were the ones who had Fear the Wolves, and that game crashed and burned in beta.
Good Lord.
I really hope it comes out. I really hope that everybody gets to experience it, because Stalker is a great series. Highly recommend. But I'm still iffy on whether the game's going to see the light of day or not.
It is a weird.
Yeah.
I understand you. Don't you worry. I say stuff like that all the time. Hey, what if they made a space DLC? It'll work. One day.
Oh God, Jay's planning one-day sales. Okay, I got another one here. So Walmart apparently has been working on an unannounced game streaming service codenamed Project Storm. According to The Verge, launch has been put on hold due to the pandemic, and it is not clear whether this will turn into an actual commercial project. Walmart's secret cloud gaming service has been revealed in confidential Epic Games email codenamed Project Storm. It runs on Windows and supports streaming games or downloading them locally. So like PS Now.
I mean, I don't trust The Verge, but that's me. Why would Epic partner with Walmart?
I don't know about that
it's
one.
Honestly, the only thing out of that why I don't know about this one. I could see Epic doing this themselves, but what does Walmart have to do with anything?
I guess Walmart wants to get a piece of the pie. So this is real. Walmart? I think the fear of that is a little bit less in terms of two different factors. One, Stadia crashed and burned. Two, even though Game Pass is a success, God, I couldn't speak.
Hard word right there.
PS Now may be taking that into a different direction. we'll see what happens because Sony keeps saying, "Oh yeah, we have something," but they haven't said anything about it yet. Yeah. And Amazon's streaming service seems to be consistently crashing and burning as far as gaming is concerned. So, I mean, a big player like Walmart getting into it, I think, is going to be concerning to the masses. But I think overall, it's going to be another crash and burn. I think I don't think we have too much to worry about because Netflix. The difference with that is that Netflix took off very well, and Hulu came along, took off very well. Disney Plus came along, took off pretty well. You know, all these little things came out, and they all took off very well because the formula was already made. Even though the formula was made for Game Pass, the other players are not taking off as well as Game Pass. And I think it's due to just the way that the consumer plays their games still. Because even though there's 23 million people playing having Game Pass subscriptions now. 30, sorry. 30 million people having Game Pass subscriptions. I think I'd love to know the number of people who actually have subscriptions that continue to renew versus the trial subscriptions or like first time subscriptions or exactly. That's what I'd like to know more of. Because I think that number is very skewed versus what they're telling us. And the reason why I get that deduction, the cell phone companies do it very often as well. When you see when you see like free line promotions and things like that, that's to overinflate the numbers when the earnings calls come up and things like that to say, hey, we have 1 million more subscribers, when in actuality it's it's not 1 million, it's maybe half of that. So
everybody plays with numbers.
What? Why did I make it worse? Okay then. No, I thought I did. Okay, all right then.
That's all right.
Yeah, because it's dead.
Yeah.
And they finally have a search function. They Instacart to your house. So I got another one here, and this is basically just Phil Spencer in emails mentioning he's trying to get xCloud on other consoles. Yes. Now, nothing has been actually said by Phil Spencer that we are in the process of getting them on other consoles. This may have been a conversation that he had as pertained to, hey, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to try to do, because I don't think Switch still can't run Game Pass, correct? So getting on the Switch would be one. They already have PC, Xbox, obviously. They don't want to put it on PlayStation. I think they made that clear before. Other platforms, mobile. They have it on mobile already. xCloud is already available. You can do Game Pass on a Samsung Android phone. What other platforms do they want to get on there? Apple? Well, Switch is I thought they said that they don't want it on PlayStation. Them saying no? Oh yeah, this is probably from last year, yeah. Wow, just being mercilessly beat up over this one. Move next one.
Yeah, but the leaked documents don't mean that they're actually happening.
I agree.
Nobody has come out and said, yeah, this document says that this is going to happen on X date. Like, yeah, this is happening. Have they said? Who knows? You don't know if you're going to do it eventually. Yeah, something that's not been confirmed. Yet, but how? Okay, wait a minute. Well, hold on. So, if there's evidence of them talking about an Infamous 3 coming out, is that confirmed? if they, I'm just relaying it to you in a language that you understand. If there's a leaked document, okay. Okay, and then the document needs to be verified at that point. So if that's what I mean is that if he comes out and says, yes, this was something we were working on, we're not working on it anymore, what do you call that? Yes. Okay. All right. So all these things are actual things.
I mean, sure, but not everything that's written on documents comes to fruition. So how about that? We'll compromise. We're now calling this the rumors and possibilities section. It's tit for tat. I don't think I'm using that phrase correctly, but I don't care.
I don't. All right.
It's semantics.
Then that was not a rumor then. Okay. That's...
I mean, I still want to talk about it. What was the rest of
that? Yeah, this is them trying to put xCloud on other consoles. That's all.
That's it? Maybe I don't want to talk about it.
Oh. Who's Tim Sweeney again? Alright. I got another rumor. Disney is apparently looking for a developer to make Alien Isolation 2. It's been revealed by sources close to Disney that Alien Isolation 2, the video game, is now in the works. We were also told that it looks like Disney is looking for developers to make the game. The source had to say one of the
Why?
properties are looking to work on Alien Isolation. The story is being written and the idea to get this game made. The source then added that Disney has a developer in mind to make the game, but they did not confirm who it was. Okay,
You
all right,
better
cool. So
forget to have a developer in mind. Just give it to the people who made the first one.
who was the ones who made the first one?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Hold on, I'll get you that info.
yeah. Alien Isolation, I know, was one of the better Alien games that came out after a while.
Oh my god, it was stellar.
Even though it had the whole like Outlast mechanic where you would run from everything, didn't you have weapons though at one point?
Oh no, you use weapons.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not only just you and the alien, you also go up against other people somehow. I don't remember where the people fit in. And then the what are they? Androids from Seegson? I forget if they call them
I
androids or if they call them something else.
I don't
Humans? Whatever they
I
would
don't
call
know.
them in the alien universe, I forget. Developer, Feral Interactive and Creative Assembly.
Are they still around?
Look that up next.
Okay. That's why I'm asking. Are they still around? Because they haven't done anything. They've been quiet for quite a bit. And then why would Disney find a new developer if that developer's still around? Why did we just give it back to them and be like, all right, make the next one?
Well, Feral Interactive is making tons of crap. Oh, every Total War game, Tropico. They probably make like parts of it.
Disney has a bunch of different partnerships with many developers to make certain games. I don't know.
Here we go. Okay, so Creative Assembly. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Creative Assembly.
Disney Interactive Studios
is every Total War game. So they're still alive and kicking. They're producing a Total War game every year.
Oh. Okay.
Alien Isolation. Here's an interesting one. Total War games every year from 2011 through 2021, except for 1 year, 2014, when Alien Isolation was made. No Total War game that year. So they went full force into that game. It was a great game, too.
Okay. To answer Adam's question from before, Disney only has one studio. They're called Disney Interactive Studios. They're in partnership with multiple other studios such as Warner Brothers, EA, Square Enix, Capcom, Bandai Namco, things like that. Their only in-house studio is Disney Interactive Studios. That's it, though.
I don't even remember what the rumor was. I just want Alien Isolation 2 now. If that's even possibly
it was
a thing.
Alien Isolation 2.
Just that it's possibly a thing. I want it. Give it to me.
It was Alien Isolation 2.
Get the same people. I don't know why you would look for anybody else. Yeah, weren't they the ones behind, what was the Disney game? There was Skylanders-esque.
Yep, they were closed, yeah. Sorry, they closed. But that's the only developer that's the only studio that they had. Oh, then yes, to answer your question, they did close. Right. Oh. Yeah, it might be a rumor. After the court document said they were closed. After they verified in court that they said they were closed. It might be a rumor that they might be open, though. Because nobody came out and confirmed it. And nobody came out and confirmed and said that, hey, we actually closed. Like, the manager should have came out and said, like, yeah, we were closed. I can't confirm that because it was never confirmed.
I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, gents, that's it. Pretty much, I'm done. And you guys got anything else to add? You guys got anything else to add?
I
Cool. I'm so glad the rumor turned out to be true that you got a cooking.
I have
All
one
right.
thing to
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, because I totally forgot to talk about this when I was talking about Returnal. So last time I was playing, last time I was talking, or last time I was talking, last time I was playing Returnal, I was asked a question by, I believe, Adam. It was either Adam or Genesis. If this is going to be Game of the Year contender, and like snap, I was like, no.
Yeah, I asked a question. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I knew it was one of you. Snap decision, I was like, no. And I was like shocked. And I'm like, well, it's just, in my opinion, it was like, well, it can't be. I'm like, this genre doesn't get those. But like, then we started talking, and I started thinking about it after, like, well after this discussion. There's really not much coming out this year. It may actually be up for Game of the Year.
Hmm.
I know, but it's just wild to me that there really isn't that much coming out that is looking to be Game of the Year potential.
You know what's even more wild to me? That there are three. Okay, all right. There are three Sony exclusives potentially coming out this year. If you're counting Horizon coming out this year, which is still confirmed to be a 2021 title. Yes. So four. Sorry, and only one confirmed Xbox title coming out this year.
That doesn't surprise me.
Halo.
Halo.
That's not an Xbox title, isn't that multiplat? Wait a minute.
It could be. I'll take a looky.
Psychonauts 2 PlayStation 4, Xbox, Windows,
Yeah.
Series X.
It's Double Fine.
And it's weird, it's not coming to PS5, it's only coming to Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
That's because it's been in development for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, I mean, I know it's not surprising, honestly, but it is a little bit weird that it's only one game confirmed from them coming out. That's it. That was last year, I think. Or was that this
February.
year? Oh, okay. I'm
January,
sorry.
February
Yeah.
this year.
So two. Never mind. Two. Okay. Well, I guess Xbox people have one more game to look forward to then. Oh, I was talking about Halo. That's it. Because the other one, the first one already came out. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
We
Tuesday.
got Scorn. There's two.
Scorn?
Yeah, Scorn's Xbox exclusive.
Is that coming out this year?
I mean, what's... Alright. Let's see how it is.
Scorn. Wait a minute.
This is the game I had to fight for to be put on the Metacritic thing.
That is Xbox Series X.
I said it's in Microsoft.
That's 2021. What the heck is this?
Oh my god, here we go. Alright, let's wrap this up.
Cthulhu?
Voldemort?
Is it the language?
That's another save button. Alright.
Voldemort then? Is that what you're talking about?
$39.
You mean we're gonna? Oh, so it's a rumor now that we're gonna be at 40 next week?
Well, yeah, we might skip to 41 just to play with people.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that we can have rumors like that as well. Okay, all right, that's cool.
My God.
Oh, now we're at week 40, so now this was on episode 39. So it was a rumor that this was episode 30. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. And everybody take care of themselves. And bye-bye. Twitch.tv/crafting and chat. Absolutely. Bye-bye, everybody.
Whoa.